Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children 18 plus. You are tuned in to the Lone Officer Podcast with me, Dustin Owen, and my main man,
JC.
John Coleman.
Dio, what's poppin'? Filmed in front of a live studio audience.
We are recording this in front of a live studio audience. Yes, my daughter, Kendall.
What? Shout out Kendall.
Yes, my wife just dropped her off. She rolled in from a dance competition. She has a break. So my wife did the first half of the dance competition, and I'm going to take care of the second half of the dance competition.
Shout out Kendall's dance competition.
Shout out Tremaine. That's what it's called. Any dance moms and dance dads out there, if you don't know Tremaine, then you don't know what's up.
Oh, my God. It sounds like a TLC show.
It probably is. It probably is.
Is that a TLC show? Is that on TLC? It's not on TLC. What is it? On Oxygen? What? It's not. That's not shit. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she did tell me that there were some like legit dance moms at this particular one.
I think there. I've seen a.
No, like from the show. There's a show called Dance Moms, and I think some of them rolled into this.
So it's like a big. It's like a who's who of the dance competition world.
I have no idea. I'm just a supporting father who shows up and cheers on my daughter.
Well, that's good. You know what? It's good. Are they there to coach people?
Oh, there are. You know what? At these dance competitions, John, they do have coaches.
Okay.
Yeah, they have judges and coaches, and the coaches will teach the girls and boys better dance moves, how to become better performers.
Pop, lock, and drop it?
Possibly.
Really?
Yeah, lots of twerking going on.
That's a thing now.
It is, yeah. So are like ballet moves, but yeah, maybe you did like ballet.
Jazz, contemporary.
With pop, lock, and drop.
Drop it?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd watch that.
Okay.
Anyhow, as long as it was to good music. I tend to rate whether or not I like something based on do I like the music first. If the music sucks, I'm out. Yeah. But no, let's talk a little about coaching. But before we talk about coaching, let's get some gratitude. I want to get some gratitude to Michelle with Arch MI.
Shout out Michelle.
Shout out, yes. Michelle Tarpley. I've known Michelle for years now through the Mortgage Bankers Association of Central Florida. She recently joined my friends over at Arch MI, and Michelle is a TLOP fan.
Word.
And when she saw a few weeks back that we were anointed the #1 podcast in the mortgage space, she's like, oh, y'all, we have to go out and celebrate. You want to go to Hillstone?
Oh, I'm already there.
Exactly.
3-4 times a week. Mr. Coleman, your table's ready.
Yeah, it was just about like that. John was ordering stuff that wasn't even on the menu.
It was a secret.
And Michelle would look at him. She's like, where was that? He's like, don't worry.
Yeah, don't
Don't worry. No, but Hillstone's a great local restaurant if you are in the Central Florida area.
Get the Hawaiian.
Our friend John Morgan rolled in there.
He was there?
You didn't see him? Walked right past us.
I tend to
walked right past us. I'm sure he was there for
a slip and fall consultation.
This looked more like a business meeting. Yeah, he was there with another guy, but doing his thing because that's just how Hillstone rolls.
Yeah.
Just don't ask for to-go salad.
You will be trespassed off the property.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to TikTok, go to Instagram, go to the internet, and Google, does Hillstone allow to-go salad? It's really funny.
They used to not they have certain things on the menu that you can't order until 5 p.m. Loaded baked potato, they don't serve until after 5 p.m. But of course they have them in the kitchen, so go figure.
Go figure. All right. Lucy's sitting at home in Savannah.
Don't nobody care about Lucy.
And
she's like 10 episodes behind. I don't care about Lucy and her problems.
She's like, guys, just get to the point. So here we are. We're going to get to the point. We're going to be quick. We're going to be fast. We're going to be easy.
47-minute episode.
We're going to rip the Band-Aid off.
Okay.
No, because you and I, along with our team, Mark Holmes, Nikki Ray, we've been fielding. Shout out Nikki. Shout out Mark and Nikki. They've been kicking butt and taking names the past 2 months. They have been fielding questions left and right because we have our LO launch kicking off literally in 2 days.
Holy shit.
Literally in 2 days. This is a rare opportunity where me, Dustin Owen, the man, the myth, the legend, I am going to coach a select few loan officers. This is a small group. It is intimate. I'm talking 8 to 10 per group where I'm going to give you all one-on-one attention. We're going to do small group attention. There's going to be homework assignments. There's going to be a book to read.
Shit.
There's going to be accountability. But it's like, look, if you are serious about your career, if you are serious about becoming your company's next top producer, if you want to learn all the secrets that top producers already know, then why not learn from a top producer? Like y'all, I don't know if you know this, I wasn't just an overnight sensation on a podcast. Because I wasn't. That was John Coleman.
You used to sling loans back in the day?
Yes, I used to sling loans back in the day. Yes, and I still have a production team. And that production team still throws up $2, $3, $4 million a month. But I know what it's like to be a rookie LO, scared, starving, $10,000 in credit card debt, deferring my student loans.
Frustrated, mad, fed up with the world.
Yes, I've been there. And then within 2 years, I won that trip to Santa Barbara because I made my company's top producer list, right? And then I went 10 years in a row of being recognized as a top producer while also growing branches, growing other top producing loan officers, and then growing out an entire region. So today my region funded last month alone $80 million.
Ching, ching.
Right? You want to talk about, oh, it's a bad market. Well, is it? Because we funded over $80 million last month, just our region.
Yeah, you show me some production numbers, and I'm not in the industry, and I can read a lot of commas in there.
There's a lot of commas in there. Yes, there's a lot of revenue that comes along with that. And there's some people who made some serious
crushed.
coin.
I'm like, damn.
Yes, they made some serious money. So if you want to be that in your company, we have a rare opportunity. You literally have until midnight Wednesday to sign up. And we're only going to take 2 or 3 more by the time you're listening to this. But I will be coaching. It's a 6-month program. Nikki Ray at tloponline.com. Nikki's the person that you want to speak to. If you go to the website, you go to LO Coaching, you fill out a questionnaire. It's there, y'all. It's there, but you got to act now. It's type one of those things. You got to act now. So
look at you.
On that note, let's talk about coaching, because we've been fielding this conversation a lot where LOs are like, well, I don't know if I'm ready for it. And for some of y'all, you're not, and that's okay. For some of you, you're not. For some of you, I would say, how could you not? Based on getting to know you, based on asking you your wants, your needs, your desires. Like, if you could invest a small amount of your pay into your future success and you say no to that, man, that's an opportunity cost right there. If you think about it, like if you could pay the average commission for a loan officer right now is $2,500 to $4,500.
What?
Right. So if you could pay somewhere in the ballpark of just the commission on one loan for someone to teach you everything you need to know to become that next top producer, why would you not be willing to give up one commission on one loan for that type of knowledge, for access to that type of content? And it's available, so you have to take it. For some of y'all, maybe you're part-timers. Maybe you need another 6 or 12 months of struggle to really put value behind coaching. So here's what I'm going to talk about coaching in general. It's not just for loan officers, by the way. Realtors need coaching. Triathletes need coaching. Marathon runners need coaching.
Professional athletes need coaching.
Professional athletes have multiple coaches. Think about this. Professional athletes have their head coach. They have their position coach. They have a strength coach. And then guess what they do in the offseason?
Coach more with private coaches.
They go get a private coach.
Train me all day.
Yes, they get a private coach as well. And sometimes they get a mental coach.
Yep.
Right? So, like, who needs coaching? There's many people who are married. They need a marriage coach. That's what they need. Someone to sit down and teach them the tips, the tricks, the tools, the proven success methods of navigating living with another human, coexisting in the same household.
Yeah.
Right? Sharing in bills, sharing in responsibilities, raising families. Right? Some people call that a marriage counselor. I call it a marriage coach. Right? But Tom Brady has a coach. Most successful CEOs have a coach. I'm asking you, when you ask me, hey, do I need a coach? I would tell you yes. I would tell you yes. The answer is yes. Some coaching you can get for free.
I'm going to go to YouTube and learn everything I need to know.
And you can. And for some people, that's enough. That gets them to where they want to be. But if that gets them to mediocrity, but they started at whatever, what's below mediocrity?
John. I'm just kidding.
No.
Ba-dum-boom. I don't know.
Ba-dum-boom.
Yeah.
No. Below average.
Yeah.
Okay. If you started at low performance and you were able to raise to mediocrity because you went to YouTube and for an hour a day consumed content, that's a win. right? There's some value there. And then if you're content with mediocrity, maybe you don't need to go beyond that. But at some point, you'll go out and maybe you attend a conference that costs you a little bit of money, a little bit of time, and that got you from mediocrity to average. And if you get content with average, then good for you. Cool. Keep on doing what you're doing and you'll stay right there at average. Just like keep doing what you're doing and you'll stay right there with mediocrity. I'm a firm believer in life, nothing changes if nothing changes. So if somebody's sitting back and they're contemplating, well, do I need a coach? I would say to them, well, how much do you want to change? If they say, do I need a coach? I'm going to respond with yet another question. I'm like, how much do you value change? Because if I'm not looking to change, I need to keep doing what I'm doing. Keep doing what I'm doing and I will never change. But if I'm not happy with those results, I need a coach. And that coach is going to vary. There's some coaches that are private and they're $30,000 a year.
Yo, chill.
There's some coaches that put you in a group of 3 or 4 and they're still $30,000 a year. Our friends Justin and Amir over at Growth Only Coaching.
Shout out Justin and Amir.
They have a phenomenal coaching program for mortgage loan originators. Right? It's $6,000 to, I don't even know what, $12,000 for one of the programs, but look at their results. Now, not everyone's ready for them. They don't take just any type of mortgage professional, but that's okay. There's something for everybody, right? We have LO Launch. The people who do LO Launch may do LO Launch and then they graduate into Growth Only. There's some people who look at LO Launch and they're like, ooh, I'm not ready for that. But maybe they need a Premium Plus membership to TLOP Online. Maybe they weren't ready for $3,700 for a 6-month program, but they're willing to pay $1,500 for an entire year of access to training, marketing ideas, sales scripts, 2 live large group calls per month, right? Like, okay, cool. I'll use another example. I'll try to stay away from the mortgage space. I just hired a coach.
No, you didn't.
Did too.
In real life?
Yep. His name is Hector. Hector's my coach.
Help you pedal the bike faster?
Yes, 100%. I am not happy with my results. I am not happy with my progress. I want to get better and become faster as a triathlete. I have a big race coming up in September in Augusta, Georgia, the Ironman 70.3. And let's just kind of walk through my progression as a 44-year-old wannabe triathlete.
Good.
I say wannabe because I'm not an athletic
I'm going to
person.
heckle you along the way because it'll provide some good takeaways and tie downs. Because, like, what do you need a coach for a bike? All you got to do is pedal harder. What did he teach you? Answer.
Oh, what did he teach me?
Yeah. What did he teach?
Cadence. Let's start with cadence. Let's talk about his words or his verbiage, not burning all of my matches in the very beginning, right? That I have to be able to pace myself. And in order to pace myself, I have to understand, do I want to pedal at 75 or at 85? If I'm pedaling at 95, I'm going to burn my matches, right? So cadence and power is what I had to learn. And then he introduced me to the tools that I needed in order to, like, the right watch, the right power meter. A power meter is something I put on my bike.
Okay.
And the power meter then reads and speaks to my watch. My watch, I can look down. It'll tell me, you're currently pedaling at this speed, at this particular power, right? It's all science. It's running a business. It's science. It's data. It's just knowing what data to track and knowing what tools you need to track that data. Yeah, so on the biking aspect, that's what it was. But if I circled back and I looked at my overall progression, because we all have these progressions. Again, I can be talking about your marriage. I can be talking about how healthy you are in terms of what you eat, how healthy you are in terms of what you exercise. I can be talking about your mental health, right? What are you doing to coach or obtain the knowledge to become a mentally stronger or a mentally healthier person, right? But right now, I'm going to talk about the physical aspect of me and my journey of becoming a triathlete. And it started with me in YouTube videos. True story. Having the wrong shoes. I had the wrong bike. Didn't know how to swim properly, meaning I could get in a pool and not die. But if I tried to swim there and back one time, I was out of breath because I was freaked out in the water. I was swimming too quickly. I didn't have the proper strokes, etc. So I went to YouTube, and YouTube gave me some hints on what shoes to buy. It showed me what types of bikes to buy. I talked to some friends who had been in the sport. YouTube could teach me how to properly swim. and then I could read a book and I could do some drills, and it worked great. Until I got to a point that I wanted to do a half Ironman. Then I needed more. So I went online, and for like $49, I purchased a PDF from 2012 that was basically a beginner's guide to completing your first half Ironman.
The dummy's guide to competing in Ironman.
Hey, every day it would tell me what to do. Do this workout. Do this workout. Like every day. Cool. I did that for 16 weeks, and I did my first half Ironman competition, and I came in under my goal. My BHAG was under 6 hours. My goal was anything under 6 hours and 30 minutes I'd be happy with.
The hell?
I did 5 hours and 58 minutes.
How many breaks did you take?
Breaks?
It was a joke, Dustin.
Okay, yeah, you have to transition if you want to call that a break.
Shit.
Like when you get out of the water, you have to take your wetsuit on. You got to put your bike cleats on. Like, you have to take one thing off, put something else on. And at the time, you're trying to get some nutrition. Maybe urinate yourself at that time too. Depending on if you're standing in grass and how many people are around you versus standing on asphalt. But no, you don't really take breaks. If you have to, you do. In the full Ironman competitions, I would see someone taking a break because that's a 12-hour race.
Week.
Versus a 6-hour race. But no, I'm going to walk you back through this. So then I competed and completed my first race, and I loved it, but I wanted to get better. So I knew no longer would a PDF file do it for me that I paid $49 for. No longer would YouTube videos be sufficient. So I joined the Central Florida Tri Club. I started hanging out with other top producers, other people who do this sport the way that I do it, and they do it at a higher level. And I learned pretty quickly, wow, that dude's 10 years older than me.
How's he pedaling faster?
Wow, that girl's 5'2", 100 and nothing pounds, and she's doing this at a higher rate than I did. And I had to pay money to be a part of that club. Now, maybe I don't even know what I paid, $300, whatever it was. Hector, you need to charge more money. But it was cheap. But I had to spend money. Then I had to show up. And then guess what, John? After 3 or 4 months, that wasn't enough. I wanted more. I kept on outgrowing where I got to, right? I would improve, but then I would outgrow that resource. So finally, I started spending $300 a month. So $300 a month, I have somebody who monitors my workouts. He gives me my workouts. He answers my questions. He makes himself available. He tells me what technology to buy. And then when I have a question on why do I need to buy it, how do I use it, and why is it important, he answers all of that for me. So that's just being a triathlete. Think about the mental aspect of your life. Who are you sharing your problems with? Where are you getting advice from? And do you need a coach? Well, it depends. I'm going to go back. It depends.
Question for you.
Do you want to change?
Question for you.
Yes.
What are some of the most common barriers to entry with someone looking to get coaching? Is it like just dollar amount? Like, yo, I'm not trying to spend that much money. Or is it like, I don't want to listen to this dude because blah, blah, blah. What do you find is the most common reason as people why they don't get coaching?
I'm going to give you mine. And I think I'm a pretty typical person. Mm-hmm. I spent a lot of the first part of my life wanting to be extraordinary.
Mm-hmm. Extraordinary.
Well, I've learned I'm just extraordinary. I'm like everybody else. Fear. It came down to fear, John. I was afraid. I was afraid for someone to point out my deficiencies. Mm-hmm. I was afraid of what I would hear. I was afraid that it wouldn't be worth it. It was all fear. What I've learned is like anything in life, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. Like first and foremost. But the minute you start putting skin in the game, you start paying money, you care. The minute you start paying, you tend to care. The minute you start caring, now you open yourself up for that feedback. You become receptive to this person's thoughts and ideas. But ultimately, the money's not the issue. Most of us can justify the money, especially when you look for an ROI, right? Like I come back to our coaching that we're offering, and it's top of mind right now, and we're trying to, fill the last couple spots. Mm-hmm. But literally, if someone's like, "Oh my God, $3,750 is a lot of money," it is a lot of money. But is it when you're talking about a profession that you can earn $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year? And you're currently not doing it. So then I ask you, why are you not making $200,000 a year? Why are you not making $400,000 a year? Why? Because you don't have the right tools. You don't know what to do. You don't know why it's important. You don't know everything that Hector knows. if I go back to my triathlete analogy. You just don't. And you probably don't have someone holding you accountable. You also don't have someone like believing in you more than maybe you believe in you. So then my question really is, how can you afford not to? Like, how can you afford not to? Especially when you have access to those types of people. Now, there are coaches, quote unquote, out there. Mm-hmm. They're not worth what they charge, right? And that's for you to have to determine, why is someone charging what they are, and are they worth it, right? I look for people like this dude, Hector. He's a level 3 Ironman coach or triathlete coach. I don't know a whole lot about it, John, but I think there's only 35 of them in the U.S.
Yo, what?
Yeah, there's 50 states, but only 35 level 3 coaches. You know, he's competed in hundreds of triathlons. He's finished, dozens of Ironman competitions. Yes, that's someone I want to learn from, right? When I was a loan officer, I went and learned from other top producers because I want to learn from them. They obviously know something that I don't know, or they have access to something I don't have access to. What I normally learned is, wow, that dude's no better than me. That girl's no smarter than me.
I can do this too. Hold my beer.
True, I can. But do I have their drive? Do I have their grit? Do I want it? And am I willing to change? Because again, nothing changes if nothing changes. So I think to answer that question of, is coaching right for me, or do I need coaching? I'm going to keep on coming back to, do you want to change? Are you happy with being content? Are you happy with where things are? If you are, good, high five. Because before you sign up for something, you got to be ready. I think the same thing when someone's like, oh, quitting smoking, I quit chewing tobacco 14 years ago. Now, I tried quitting chewing tobacco for the first time 17 years ago. And then again 16 years ago, and again 15 years ago. It took me 5-6 years of failure before I finally found that it worked. And honestly, what it was mindset. I finally got to the point where I wanted that change so damn bad that nothing was going to get in the way. And guess what? I didn't do it alone. I did not go cold turkey. I went and got a coach. Legit, I went and got a coach. Someone who would talk to me about my addiction, talk to me about how nicotine works.
No, for real?
Give me tips and tools on how to work through the cravings. Yes. I mean, throughout my entire career. For some of us, it's just going to a conference. It's just reading a book. For some, it's just paying $100 a month to be a part of a particular large group, but you at least have a group. And for others, my business partner, Mike Smalley, for 7 years in a row, he spent $30,000
No, you didn't.
a year on coaching.
But he's a top producer. Why do you need that if he's already on top?
Because Mike was not happy being a $40 million producer. He wanted to be a $70 million producer. He wanted to be a $90 million producer. Yes. Him, my friend Lisa Wells, Molly Nadeau, who's been on the show, Andy Burton, who's been on the show, Yvette Claremont, she is a badass, who's been on the show. She's also currently the president of the NBA of Florida. Like, these are all mega achievers, mega producers. They don't do it alone. They all do coaching. And in many facets, different types of coaching. Right? Mike Smalley was coaching with Tom Ward 15 years ago and Kai McBride 12 years ago. Then he was with the Core for 7 years. Now he's on to a new coaching system. Yvette Claremont, the same exact way. She started by referral only. Right? Then she went from by referral only. There's this guy currently, oh gosh, I just met him too. Last name is Cochran. But nonetheless, he spoke at a recent event that I attended. And, Yvette's done some work with him. CEOs of Fortune 500 companies have coaches. But you got to want it. You got to want it. So if you're somebody who's sitting back and you're trying to determine, do I need to hire that coach? It could be a marriage coach. It could be a personal fitness coach. It could be a financial fitness coach. It could be an industry specific. Maybe you're a realtor. You're a real estate investor. You're a loan officer. You need a coach. By the way, my real estate investment company that I'm an owner in, yes or no, do you think we've hired coaches?
I would say yes.
Hell to
based
the
on this
yes.
conversation, I would say yes.
And it helped us get through a very tough time last year. Like that 15 grand, we didn't have it. We found it. We found $15,000, rubbed 2 nickels together, and we hired coaches. And what they taught us is what we leveraged to get us through 6 months of a very tough market for real estate investors. So yes, we too have hired coaches. Just a matter of, are you ready for change? How bad do you want it? How serious are you taking your marriage? Are you taking your addiction to nicotine? Are you taking your career as a 100% commission salesperson? It all starts with how bad do you want it? Are you really ready for change?
I'm lucky. I get to live with my coach.
Do you?
My wife, because she's been training me for the past 11 years.
Do you think she grooms you?
Oh, think or no? Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh.
What the hell? You groom too.
Yo, I'm 20 plus years of being groomed.
Still to this day, training never stops.
I'm 20 plus years, and yeah. And
I got a coach. Every day I come home, she'll let me know what I did wrong. She'll let me know what I'm doing wrong right now.
Hey, I have a groomer in training I live with.
Really?
Yes.
Who's
Like you
that?
hear her laughing.
Oh,
You hear her laughing. She knows who it is.
Oh, really?
Groomer in training.
Wow.
Yeah.
I live with my coach, man.
Her mom did her right. Her mom did her future husband wrong.
I mean, it's a learning process. Apparently, with men, we're Neanderthals and really don't learn, so we just have to hear things over and over.
Deep down inside, would you change it?
What, my life? No, I love it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, let's let these people get back on with their day. Let's go ahead and wrap things up. If you don't know the website that John and I have spent countless hours and tens of thousands of dollars building, and you're a mortgage loan originator, like seriously, wake up, open your eyes. Open your eyes. It's tloponline.com, TLOP online.com. It is literally every resource that you need under one roof. It's branch manager in a box. Check it out. We have free memberships and we have paid membership. The paid membership is going to give you things like coaching and marketing ideas and trainings and resources, etc. He's John Coleman. I'm Dustin Owen. That's all the time we have for you today. Please like us, share us, follow us on social, hit me up on LinkedIn, first name Dustin, last name Owen, and we look forward to catching you on the next episode.